Alright, you guys, welcome back to another match play. Today we are going to be taking a look at Fighting Aggro versus Sabrina Kadabra. This is one of those 1-8 matchups. Upon further review, I would say that this is probably more close to like a 2-7 matchup, and maybe even different. I think Sabrina's Kadabra can be built way differently, and that's actually what we have planned for next year's tournament. Is that Sabrina's Kadabra will be built in this specific way, and we're, this, and this. But anyway, Fighting Aggro is just really going to kind of overpower Sabrina's Kadabra, and that's kind of the whole point of Fighting Aggro, right? Fighting Aggro really just needs to, is just going to start taking prizes really early, really doesn't care about what your opponent's doing. As long as you can take knockouts, you're fine. That's just kind of what it comes down to. And Sabrina's Kadabra really banks on taking EX prizes because it does have a lot of moving parts, and it needs to have turns where it can kind of trade with your opponent in a favorable sense. And if you ever miss one of those knockouts, it's bad. So that's why next year we're building it differently. We're going to build it more focused on Eradicate, and when we do that, we won't have the uncertainty of the flips, and then you won't need to set a Victini, and you won't need to do all this other stuff. So the deck can definitely be built better. I think the deck can definitely be built with Eradicate in mind. So, because if you're looking at Grady's board here, he's got the unknown for the attack and all of his support Pokemon. Like, his bench is already kind of full. There's no Victini down. There's no Kadabra down. Or Abra, I should say. So, not a lot going on. But anyways, my turn is going to consist of a Wally into the Porygon 2 and a Copycat to hopefully get something going. If I could get like some sort of like knockout here, that'd be great. But it's looking like it's not the case. And Grady's just going to play some cards to draw some more. He's got the Ariados out. He's got the energy onto the unknown. Grady's actually already starting to get way more set up. Like, to be fair, Fighting Aggro doesn't need a quote-unquote setup, because it's just like, what Pokemon can you get out and attack with? Looks like I got a Bebe Search in my hand. That might go for either an Uxie or a fighting Pokemon. The Uxie to draw some cards, because it looks like I only have 3 in my hand. It could be something to start dealing damage to him. Yep, it is going to be a Stunfisk. So, because I already have a Rockets Admin in my hand. Awesome. I didn't see that was in my hand. So, Stunfisk is just going to it does 20 and 20 snipe, so it's going to start setting up some of these knockouts here. It's going to put his Spiritomb in danger of being knocked out. So, pretty good Pokemon to get out early. It's also got a good second attack, Rumble 40, and they can't retreat. And there's a lot of ways to get out of the active in U150. You have like AZ Guzma, Warp Point, Switch, Escape Rope, all these cards that are like in every single deck. But this one, but Rumble, like it still requires you to get those cards, right? Like, yeah, it's easy to get those cards, but you still need to do it. So that might disrupt your strategy a little. Like, if your item finder is going for a switch, you're not using your item finder on something else you'd probably rather use. If your supporter is an AZ, you'd probably not do that. So I think Stunfisk is a very underrated card. It is definitely one of the better cards in sort of fighting-based decks, if you can afford the space. Because early game, it does a lot. The 20/20 snipe is actually fairly relevant on a non-EX Pokemon. 100 HP, weak to weak to water, I think. So the type, I don't know if the typing is really that different, but I digress. So Grady's going to get the Victini out here because he's going to be taking a look for the knockout. The hidden power does the same thing as Sabrina's Kadabra, where you flip a coin of heads, reduce the damage down to 100, or sorry, to 10 HP left. Wow, I cannot talk. Grady's going to go ahead and grab a Floatstone. That Versus Seeker probably going for, it's going to go for a Guzma, because Grady's going to take a chance on taking a knockout on my support Pokemon rather than my active fighting Pokemon. Poisonous Nest will come down. Goop Gas Attack, hopefully to delay my setup even more. Grady's gonna... he realizes that he can't lose tempo right now. He can't lose... I'm already ahead 1 prize, and if he goes down 2 prizes early in a non-EX trade game, it's gonna really hurt him out. Because I have the Crab Brawler on my bench. The Crabominable is gonna one-shot almost everything in his deck. So let's see if Grady hits this flip. Misses the flip, and since he gooped, he can't Victini. So the energy that I attached to the Porygon turn 1 is actually coming back. I played it there just for the sake of, like, if I need to retreat the Porygon, because I started with just Hawlucha and the Porygon, like, I could still attach it. So that 1 energy attachment at the really start of the game is actually coming back to help me out. So, good job me, I guess. Chorus is going to come down probably for my only supporter of the game. Misty's Wrath. There's an Oak. If I really want to keep digging, I can. But there's also I saw the Claydol in there. So there's a Claydol, there's an Oak, and I think there was one other card that I actually kind of wanted on this turn. So the Oak is one of the cards we get, and the Claydol we don't get. But Computer Search is one of the answers. Oh, maybe not. We'll take that back. We're going to save the Computer Search for next turn, it looks like. And we're just going to go ahead and Muddy Water again. 20 is probably going to Claydol? Maybe? Looks like I'm taking back some stuff, really thinking about what I want to do here. I mean, I have that Oak and I have the Computer Search, so a lot of options in my hand, I would say. But yeah, the Muddy Water, going to the Porygon instead. The double damage on the Porygon, I think it's double. The weakness on the Porygon might make a difference. So that's one reason to to go to the Porygon. I have a lot of cards in my hand, and the reason I'm flashing them and everything, because we just got done playing Hand Fling the game before this, and I was like, look, like we could have Hand Flinged this. This would have worked. That's the thing about the Fighting Aggro deck. We found out that it actually kind of clumps up a little bit, just because it's basic Pokemon, and so there's a lot of like searching cards that we might not need, a lot of sort of things. So this deck could also be optimized a little bit. I feel there's a lot of Pokemon in the deck. The Pokemon could be reduced, like the count. So there is that to consider. If you're wondering why we're not poisoning, when Grady's Poisonous Nesting, why we're not also putting damage counters on your opponent, it's because he's announcing Poisonous Nest before he either A, retreats, or B, evolves. So he is avoiding the Poisonous Nest damage very well. Something that we thought was going to be a little bit harder, I put some text into the deck to kind of avoid that. Stuff like, I think there's a Sparkling Robe in there, stuff like a Chaos Tower, just to kind of avoid it. But you can definitely take that stuff out because Grady's doing a very good job of already just not doing the Poisonous Nest thing. So Grady finally gets the combo off where I'm poisoned and reduces my damage down to 10. And here we go, I guess. So we're looking at this hand. I got a lot of options. The easiest option would be to go for Crabominable, Energy Attach Kill. But I do have a lot of stuff in my deck. I have this. I saw the Relicanth in there. So Battle Compressor away an Junk Arm, and a Retriever. So that probably signals that I'm going to go Marley's Request here, I bet you. Yep, there's the Marley's Request. No other reason to do that. Yeah, so many cards I have in my hand. It's because I want both of those. I think I want to get the Crab Ballers in there. So we are going to discard the Relicanth and the Palpad. Oh no, we're actually going Stunfisk again. Attach Muscle Band, so we are going to get a knockout here. Because it's 40 and then he's got weakness on him, so it will be a knockout. Trying to take some of the support Pokemon. I really don't mind when Grady is taking knockouts on single Pokemon like this. Not a big deal. Oak gonna come down for my for some extra draw power. I use all of that hand up using Marley's and Item Finder and Battle Compressor. I use the entire hand up. So The Goop is also going to say that he only gets one flip on the Sabrina's Kadabra. No more Victini. He's not going to get a second chance there. He's not going to get a victory star. So that's going to help him, hopefully, or help me kind of slow him down a little bit. He's taking a look to see if something's prized, and I think he found some bad news there. Looks like he's grabbing a searching card, I believe. Just like a luxury ball or something like that. No, I should grab looks like a Versus Seeker for Skyla, so he could laser me. And he gets the heads on the laser. Here's the knockout chance, misses it. So he needed the laser because he couldn't poison his nest. And I do wake up, so not great for Grady here. However, how am I going to get a knockout? If I can get probably, I think, a Gust of Wind and an energy attachment, I could rumble the Claydol. And I think that might be the line of play here. Karina's really good in this deck because all of its stuff is fighting. It looks like I'm grabbing a swoop. Looks like a swoop teleporter. Probably going to come down on that Halucha just because that Haluchas are super useless this matchup. Yep. And I don't really know, maybe a Zygarde. I'm actually confused what I would grab. Oh, it looks like a Porygon. We're going a lot of draw power, apparently. Which is totally fine. Porygon 2, extra draw. Just because I don't have the Claydol out just yet, so that kind of makes sense. Taking a look here, what can we do? I need to get a knockout here. I mean, I don't need to, but it'd be very nice because I have a lot of options and I have tempo and control and everything. I think Sabrina's Kadabra is, I can't remember, I think it's 70 HP, so an attachment and a rumble doesn't knock him out. But that means it would put him, if he ever poisonous nests when he's not in the active, it does kind of change things because he would knock himself out. So you need to find a way to poisonous nest himself next turn then. I think that's how it's working. Oh, a laser. I do have the laser. Do I have the energy though? Back up. Huh. There's a dowsing machine. Oh, there's a strong energy. Strong energy would have worked too. So we are taking this knockout here. Gonna go ahead and rumble. Or sorry, wait, 20. No, I actually can snipe now because of the laser damage. But wait, I decided not to take the laser damage. We're just gonna knock out a support Pokemon. It looks like I rumbled. I could have sniped, I think, because he had 20 on him already. Yeah, I definitely could have because of the muscle band and the strong energy. I could have done Muddy Water, but instead I rumbled, so I missed 20 damage there. Marley's for the Oak. He's going to Marley's for Item Finder and Oak, so he guarantees itself. Misty's Wrath. So the turn that I gooped and got rid of his support Pokemon, looks like Grady drew absolutely nothing off that. So the turn, Grady was awesome to grab the turn after I grabbed the both of his support Pokemon and whatnot. He manages to get Oak and Misty's, but still missed everything. No energy is what he got this turn. So he's got a Gust of Wind stall. That's the only option. Super Energy Removal, a pretty good card to get rid of the Rumble. The Rumble's going to do a lot. I think I got 3 prizes left. Oh, it looks like 4. We'll find out here when I put my cards back out. Pretty sure. Yeah, it looks like 4. 3 would have been skinnier than that, I guess. The glare sometimes is really bad. We're going to try, for the live stream, we're going to try to find a different way to light the camera if it's nighttime. But no worries at all. So he's missed energy, so I'm sitting on the hand of an Ultra Ball and a Scoop Up, it looks like. And we're going to draw. We're going to scoop the Baltoy out. We don't need it. Bench it down there. We need to draw cards here. So Lysander on the Porygon. We're going to need an energy. Ooh, no energy in that hand. But we do have a Rosie's as the download supporter. Drawing 2 more energies. Deck's looking kind of thin there, Alex. But that is A-okay. So that's going to go on to the Rumble. More than set up here. Got 2 support Pokemon on the bench. Got probably two really best attackers in the deck. And this Rumble just taking prizes. So you can see how Sabrina's Kadabra can lose to Goop and that sort of thing. He can lose to Hex, I mean, obviously I got rid of a support Pokemon, he's not drawing energies, so there is that as well. So there's a lot of things about there. Grady takes back the Poisonous Nest, realizing that, like, if he Poisonous Nests here, or if he Rumbles here, he's a knocking out. So, but I already had the Iris in hand. Sky's going to grab Versus Seeker probably for next turn. Yep. So a knockout on the Poisonous Nest. It's all over but the shouting now. Grady's got 7 prizes left. I got 2. Fighting Aggro just kind of showing its strength against this deck specifically. Being able to take easy, cheap knockouts for 1 energy down here and stuff. The Crabominable's on the bench to come up and swing for 80 if it needs to. It has that choice band on there, but there's no EXs in his deck, so that's just kind of in there to get, I think, it out of the hand. I probably used that to back up. I'm pretty sure I used that one turn where I attached everything. Looks like my Versus Seeker came back to me and my energy's in my hand. What else? Yeah, no, that's a P-Com. Sorry, that is a P-Com. But we do get a Mallow here, so the Mallow will grab any 2 cards I want. I probably want a Trump card at some point. I think I'm running low on cards, but then again, Trump card puts him back in a situation. We'll see. I have 2 prizes left, so there's a Versus Seeker. I got a Kukui. Yep, that's what we're going to use to knock him out. Probably just going to Rumble and call it a day. Item Finder, or maybe we're grabbing a Laser here, so I can get a knockout with a snipe damage. And that could be a thing. Hard to tell what I grabbed there. Maybe grab Versus Seeker for Hex if I... What did I play? No, because I played Mallow and Kukui, so that wasn't a thing. Whatever I got, though, Grady's just going to grab Free Retreat. He's looking for a way to get probably back. Lysander looks like it has to stall. It's 1-7. Grady's going to need a Miracle comeback here. It's going to be kind of hard to get that. He's going to rearrange the top. He was hoping I don't have anything. My Flowstone's already down. I don't think this deck plays fluffy, but there's a Versus Seeker for a Guzma for game. So yep, that does it. Fighting Aggro takes a massive 8-1 victory. Pretty standard looking thing there. Thanks for watching, guys. We will see you next time.